Hello, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Me and my friend always say that to each other, like the camel in the commercial, you know what I mean? How's it going? Oh my gosh, I can barely see from this far away. Welcome. I had so much trouble with my cameras today. One of my cameras is not registering. It'll like register and then you won't see anything moving. So I'll have to figure that out later. So I had to rearrange everything. So tell me if the lighting is okay, the sound is okay, you can see okay. This is gonna be a tricky one to cut out because of the print. Hi, Louise. I'm sorry, I can't see the person's name on Twitch because for some reason I left my glasses somewhere. Where are my glasses? Let me find my glasses. Hi, Malin. What does it say? Oh, Runecaster. Welcome. Oh, hello. Hi, Olivia. You're trying out Twitch too? Nice. Welcome. Hi, Carol. Hi, Malin. Hi, Ida. Yeah, I put a little mascara on just for my streams. If you guys ever meet me in person, you'll realize I don't wear any makeup. And you can tell because, like, my skin, my rosacea's acting up, you know, all the things. But, yo, this is me. So, welcome. I know, right, Melinda? The fabric is awesome, but, you know, like the repeat, it just puts a lot of pink right in the middle. So I was trying to figure out, like, if I want to have the, like, where I want the repeat to be, you know? So, because I don't want it just to all be pink and then dark at the bottom. So I played around with a lot and I think I've figured something out. And you know, either way, once it's sewn, I won't remember all the other options and it'll be totally fine. That's the way I look at it. That's what I always tell people in my booth when they're like, can't pick out a fabric. I always think, you know, like when I did chicken boots and I had like, you know, bags and things, I would say, you know, the thing is like, you probably won't remember these other fabrics and you'll, you know, it'll be okay. Hi, Margaret. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one too. I have to be honest. I cut out I kind of cut out the pieces. This is how I do it. I just cut around the pieces. I already chopped off the sizes I'm not going to do. I know a lot of you are like, but that's what I do. I don't trace my patterns. I don't keep all the sizes. I don't know. I can always have this printed again and it is a PDF. Probably wouldn't, but I'm not worried about it. And this is how I do it. I don't cut out around the line. I just cut loosely around all the pieces. Sometimes I'll trim a little paper off so I can see the placement a little better on the fabric. This might be one of those cases because the print's so unique. But I haven't even really looked this over. Let's make sure I actually have the pieces I need because I may have a couple extras here. So I'm doing the popover style. So the placket is halfway right there. Here is what I'm making. So we have this dress sew along going on this month for May, and me made May, and you guys voted for 4 dresses. So I'm sewing all 4. You don't have to sew all 4, and this is the first one. So the Kalle shirt dress by Closet Case Patterns. I'm doing the dress length. There are 3 lengths. I'm not sure if this is the tunic or the dress length right there. I'm going to cut out the longest one. I'm pretty sure it'll work on the width of this fabric. But I am kind of going for something a little bit shorter like that. Oh, I just don't want it to look like a nightgown because of the split hem. And on me, it could, because I'm a little curvy for this kind of silhouette. But it's pretty cute. If you look up the hashtag Kalle shirt dress, like on somewhere like Instagram, there's like 4,700 tags. Yeah, right, Runecaster? I know. It's, but you can do either view. You can do the button placket or the popover placket. So the pattern piece comes for both. So I know it does. But look at how short it is. Like there's her knee. So that would mean like if that's the dress length, the tunic length would be up here, which makes sense for a tunic. Yeah, you know, I agree with that. The cropped I just don't find very flattering for me. So anywho, I'm just gonna briefly look this over. I do have some interfacing. I'm doing the collared version and not the just plain collar stand as well. I'm doing the whole shebang, just in case. This is scratch paper. I'm like running out of paper and I keep going to buy it, and then I don't buy it because I forget or someone else forgets, and I'm like hoarding every little piece of paper in my office. So, oh, Louise, what? Oh, you mean from Closet Case? What the heck? I'm sorry. So you didn't get the PDF version, you got the printed? So I'm streaming both on live on Twitch and YouTube for those of you going, why is she talking to imaginary people? Many people lengthen the crop a bit. That makes sense. I mean, I like crop things, but I'm not about my belly button, you know. And my pants are always go up to my waist. Well, not high waist, but you know what I mean. So I had to like zoom in the camera because this print is a little kooky on the camera. So sorry if it makes your eyes all weird. Just look at this. All right, so let's see here. I've got my pieces, which great, awesome. They fit in the camera because they're kind of big. I'm doing this length here. I'm doing the size 12. My measurement is, am I doing the size 12 or the 14? I could probably do the 14, you know. Hi, Sharon. How's it going? Yeah, so Sharon, we use a PDF printer, like a someone who prints them and mails them to us. Oh, what do you mean, Louise? So why didn't they print your Kalle? Shaban, how's it going? Your baby's napping. Woohoo! God, I remember that feeling. I kind of feel that way about my teenager right now, to be honest. I'm like, oh, she fell asleep? Okay, that's okay with me. I adore her, but, you know, yeah. So, what was I going to say? Oh, Sharon, yeah. So there's a few different places online that you have your patterns printed. A lot of times they come in a pattern envelope, the traditional way. You would go to the fabric store and buy them, and it comes in a little envelope, and all the pattern pieces and instructions are in there. But more and more, a lot of folks are going to PDF downloads, and then you have to contract with someone to print it. It's not hard, it's just an extra step and an extra expense. It's not expensive to do it if you do a few and not too many. It's kind of a weird balance, you know? Oh, you ordered a paper pattern, Louise. Oh, got it. Is that the one that, I feel like that is the one that was saying that there more were coming in May on their website, the printed. So I just went with the PDF. So that's why. I didn't clean my glasses. I was all in a flutter over my cameras, so. And then I was right at the last second at like 10:59. I was like, oh shoot, my microphone! I didn't move it over here. So usually my setup is at the sewing machine and the iron, and I had to steal my iron camera for the overhead camera. I'm sorry, you guys. My glasses are. I just made them worse somehow. There's a few scratches on them. I'm such a freaking klutz. So annoying. Okay, good enough. All right, let's do this. Let's get the big puppies out of the way first. I always get the big pieces out of the way first, and I do that mainly because just in case I want to match the pattern anywhere on the pieces, or I feel like if I'm going to run out of fabric, I'd rather run out of it for the smaller pieces than the bigger pieces. Yeah, Margaret, right? I think it does. It does have about, I think it's 11 positive inches on the bust, or is it 9? Hi, Rachel. Cool, you're printing print and stick your Kalle PDF tonight. That's the way Shadan. People can print it at home, and you print it out on 8.5 by 11s, and then you tape it together. A lot of people do that. I don't have the patience for it, especially on a big one like this. So. That's just me. Hi, Janice. How's it going? Usually they're a few dollars. So she's asking why do the PDFs cost as much as the paper pattern when there's no convenience to the consumer outside of the PDF on your hard drive? I've noticed, I actually was looking at that the other day. The places I was looking at, they were about $4 different. Yeah, they're usually cheaper. I don't know where you were looking. Maybe that company priced them the same, you know. It's interesting, you know, I just did a survey on my old Chicken Boots newsletter list. So I sent it to 7,000 people and I said, hey, you know, remember me? I'm shutting down, but I am going to create all these products you've been buying into home sew patterns. And here's 4 questions. Maybe some of you took the survey. And one of them was, I'm probably going to do PDF patterns, but I kind of want to know what you think. And I'll definitely give you clear instructions on how to get them printed. What, you know, do you like, is this suit your needs? And like 95% said yes. And like a few people, like 40 people out of 800 said no. So I was really surprised by that. I honestly thought it would be the other direction, or at least 50-50, because I have a bias. I would much rather buy a printed pattern rather than have it printed. And, you know, maybe people are getting more and more custom. I have to admit, like, my things for Chicken Boots are going to be, I would totally not get that professionally printed. I would tape that together because they're not going to be very many pattern pieces. And I'll probably provide dimensions so you can even draw them out instead. So, yeah, there is a convenience that you can print as many as you want. And then there's a lot of naughty sharing of PDFs. Yep. Hi, Nancy. How's it going? Yeah, like on all of my pages for this one, it says prepared exclusively for, and it has my email address. That is not to say I couldn't, you know, email that to someone else. I would never do that, you know, but I have friends that have a really popular company of patterns in the home, like craft industry, and they constantly see their patterns on Pinterest, the pattern, actual pattern, people illegally uploading it on Pinterest all the time. So, you know, it is a big thing, and I'm just not going to look at that. Oh, you like the PDFs, Nancy, because it comes on thicker paper? I totally get that. Yeah. And you can cut and not copying a template. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can print it. You know, and it's interesting because Closet Case, I think, is the one that said something like, there's actually a whole file in your download that just says, I give you permission to print 1 copy of this. That's all it says. Oh, I know, Carol, it is rotten. You're not doing that anymore, Jason. Janice, you're not taping them together anymore. I know. I wimped out on the Aster by Colette, a little short-sleeved blouse with no collar. I wimped out on that. 17 pages. I was like, oh, I guess I have some scratch paper now. I know, Nancy. It is a shame that people do that. You know, and I had one person on my survey say, you know, I understand you have to make money, but wouldn't buy a pattern unless I only want free patterns. And I've thought about that a lot just because I understood the sentiment behind it, but I don't agree with it at all. And I just, you know, and I replied to every comment on there and I just was like, yeah, sorry you feel that way. But, you know, it is my work. So it's not, you know, I'm not making that much on it. I've done the math. Hi, Brooke. How's Boston? So, yeah, you know, it's like, you know, that you can't please everybody, you know. And there's tons of people who really feel like free stuff is the way that they only deserve free stuff. And that's just not really a logic that I can address. I'm not here to change their mind, you know. So that's how they feel. They're probably not my customer. This is the way I kind of move forward with that, you know? So, yeah, that's right, Nancy. I know. I remember that. I was kind of thankful for all that scratch paper. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. And it's kind of fun with the pattern pieces printed on the back, you know, like lines. But yeah. Aw, Sharon saying hi to Brooke. I love that. I love it when you guys talk to each other. Okay, so I am procrastinating right now. Hi, Christy. You've printed and taped bunches of patterns. Aren't you the one that really loves doing that, though? I know a few people really dig it. Like, they really get into it. I have huge tables. I must be a wimp. Maybe I will do it. You guys just need to challenge me. I will do that sometime. I think because I didn't like the lineup markings, I was like, oh, this feels like I'm already going to be a little inaccurate. You know what I mean? Oh, cool. Malin is firmly in the PDF camp. How come, Malin, you don't like the tissue or don't like unfold? I know people that like it like just pulling a pattern out of the envelope and unfolding the tissue just makes them want to like throw it in the garbage. So you know what? Everybody, there's something for everybody, right? So, all right, let's look at this. Only reason I'm procrastinating is because it doesn't fit on my table. Yeah, right, Ida? Yeah, the cost of shipping to Sweden from the US is almost the same as she would pay for the pattern. So PDF is great. Yeah, right, Nancy? That's how I feel too. You're okay yeah, right, Olivia? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll challenge myself on a smaller one. Yeah, and you don't like paying the high rates for shipping neither, Christy. Yeah. Yeah, see, some people have a real bias against paying anything for shipping as well. I'm not saying that's you, but I found that a lot too. Yeah, right, Louise? I know you could reprint your PDF. That is nice. I feel like I hear the complaint about a company that likes to separate out all the sizes and people wanting them nested. But I think that, I think that I would probably try and, I don't know, I haven't been on that side of it yet. I haven't done clothing. I would probably look at the option of offering a nested. This is nested when all the sizes are stacked on top of each other. It's called a nested set. Or, like you could say, okay, you can print out the nested here, or you can print out individual sizes. It's just like, hi Shanika, how's it going? It's just like a lot of files, a lot of printing, and it might be so confusing to look at, 10 different files. Like if you get a Colette or a Seamwork PDF, they have the regular sizing, I hate calling it that, the Missy sizing, and they have the curvy sizing, right? So there's a file for each because they are different blocks. And so already that looks like a lot to sort through. So I could see the downside of doing that because just selling the pattern isn't enough. You really want people to make it. You want them to be successful so that other people will make it as well, right? Hi, Eliza. An underwear pattern so long? I know. You know what? I might be down for that. And only a few pages to print, right? That sounds pretty easy. I like that. Yeah, and I feel like there's options for fabric now as well. Good options. So I'm totally procrastinating, you guys. All right, so this is on the fold. You can see my fold right here. And I'm gonna move my fabric aside here. Yeah, see, my pattern was prepared exclusively for me, I see that a lot. I'm gonna chop off all the sizes I'm not doing, so that it doesn't look like so much to deal with. I don't usually hold my my rotary knife that way. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna do the 12, but I'm gonna leave the 14 on there. Not up here though. Up here, I'm chopping it off. No, I'm chopping the 12. God. This is one thing I don't like about indie patterns is the fact that they don't put the sizes more often. I need tape. Womp womp. I really thought I was on the right one there. Oh, maybe the dot. The dot confused me there. Ay caramba. I always have to start off with a mistake so you guys know I'm not a robot, right? I know this isn't a big deal, but it's just a thing. As a pattern drafter, taping your patterns together, it's like the one snobby thing pattern drafters, oh my God, that pattern's taped together. I know this isn't that, but it's just like this old bias, I do it all the time on my first patterns. I have no problem with it then, Oh, you like the layered PDFs? Yeah. So yeah, right, exactly. If it's big, you want to send it off to be printed. Megan Nielsen has a few undie patterns. Okay. You're perfecting your fold over elastic. Yeah. Really no tape? No, not, well, no, Carol. Like what I mean is like, so in a old school patterns for like a company, like a factory to cut and sew, they'd be on the oak tag paper. You guys call it oak tag, I call it manila. You would never send a pattern to a factory if it had been taped together anywhere. It's really rare. They will just redraft the whole piece, like copy it. Because what they're going to do is they're going to trace around it with Sharpie onto paper, and it just gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So, till they tape. If it's a recurring thing, they might transfer it to something called Mylar, but it's not the Mylar you're thinking, and I'm not sure. It's like a plastic. And that is super rare, though. I only did it for like pieces I always used all the time. Hi, Julia. How's it going? Wait, where's the good tip? You highlight the line I need to cut. Oh, yeah. I do that too, and I should have done that. I actually thought that. That crossed my mind a second ago. I was like, you really should do that, Sarah. Yeah. Okay. So this is my, wait a minute. See, look at this. My size is right here. It's this one. It's this one. It's this one. It's that one. Okay. But I wanted the 14. See, that's the thing, is like, I want the 14 down here. Yeah, heck, I'm just cutting it off before I rage quit on it. Okay. All right, so let's see. Do I have a highlighter? I thought I had a little purple one. Oh yeah, I do. I have highlighters, but they're that like waxy crayon type. Hi Sid, how's it going? Sid is the guy who helped me with the commands, and they're working on Twitch and on YouTube. Sid, we tried them yesterday. I was gonna message you. So that's cool. They were having fun with it. All right, so here's my 12. Part of this is just looking at this sideways. We're gonna do this, 'cause looking at this sideways is kind of driving my eyes crazy. Alrighty. Yeah, Malin, I feel like that too. I think that would be fun, and I think it's one of those things that perfecting the fit on something so small is so much less daunting in a way, but it is kind of a tricky one to fit, you know? All right, let's highlight it before I start cutting this time. So this is my 12. Yeah, so like it's tiny. It's really tiny. That's where it says that. That's not the sounds. Alrighty. Okay, we got rid of that. That's a little bit easier. I keep looking at the wrong camera. You had to look at the Closet Case website, and there are some nice guides for making customizing. Like, oh, cool. So, Louise, have you seen any that are sewn without the different length hem? Because I like the shape of the shirt tail. I'm just a little concerned that it'll look like a night shirt if I don't do a different length in the back. See, my rabbit punch makes the best confetti. All right, so wait, let's see. I decided, wait, it's kind of folded. It's folded at a spot here. Yeah, so I decided this is gonna be awkward. Okay. I just want to look at the fabrics. I'm just going to put out a bunch. So I kind of do that. I kind of make it so that it's not going to pull, but it stays out of my way. And then push the folds away so I don't accidentally cut into them. Who's done that before? Bunsies. Oh, I've heard of those. Oh, fun, Christy. Oh, you have? Okay, cool, Louise. There's literally an audience in one room watching me. That's cool. All right. There's a fabric flaw on here. I'm trying to cut around it. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm looking for where it's going to sit. I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So what I decided is that I'm going to kind of put my shoulder about right here. And I'm kind of hoping my hem ends up about right here. I don't really want all of this as the hem. I'm a little like, with all this pink down the middle. Ooh, look at the color on the screen. It looks kind of crazy. Can I adjust the color for you guys a little bit? It doesn't look that... Let's see. Let's try it. This was my camera I was having a wee bit of trouble with this morning. Well, this isn't the camera, actually. The other camera just won't even register. Okay, let's see. Is it my white balance? Move. Oh, it's not. It's on auto. Okay. That didn't help at all. I don't know, Siobhan. I don't know what buttons I'll use on this. Oh. Eliza, that was yeah, I could Runecaster. In fact, I am. So I should be clear. I'm actually cutting this on the cross grain. So here's the selvage. So this is gonna, the print is gonna go like this on me. And then the hem down there. So that is how I'm gonna cut it out. That's what you mean, right? It looks fuchsia. I mean, it's bright. It's fuchsia. It just looks kind of like, it looks really hot on my monitor. Maybe your guys' looks a little bit better. Like it literally looks like candy or it looks electric. It's a little softer in person. Let me see if I can figure it out again. Come here. Hello. There we go. Let's see. It only gives me a little tiny preview. Woo! Ooh. Let's try that. Yeah. Could be better. Pinks are so hard. Let's brighten it up. I don't know. It doesn't look electric. Am I making it worse? Yeah, well, you know, Runecaster, typically, yeah, you would sew it with this grain line. So the grain line on this isn't actually printed, but the grain line is this fold line right here, and it's usually parallel to the selvage, which is right here. Always. I mean, it's just like that is a rule that you pretty much abide in sewing, is that the length grain is parallel to the selvage, but in this case, because of the crazy print, I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's see. Let's do the auto white balance again. Is that better, Louise? Oh, okay, Malin. That's good information. Christy, you wore this color lipstick in the 80s. It's probably coming back. That's exciting. You're new to sewing, Runecaster. You are welcome here. All abilities here. The purple no longer looks purple. Yeah, I think you know, this is about as good as I can get it, I think. I have some uploaded videos on YouTube, and some of them are really quick how-tos and stuff. I don't have a whole lot of them yet, but a lot of the past streams are up there. I haven't streamed on Twitch just for like a couple weeks. Mostly these folks are on YouTube. That's better, right? Yeah, we'll just go back to that. All right, so before I cut it in the wrong grain there. So this is the back. I'm gonna cut the front first because it's the one I'm gonna see in the mirror. Because that's how I roll. And like I said, I really want, I don't want too much of this purple up here. I want it like right here. That's where I want my shoulders. And it's kind of a shame that I gotta start from the other end because of the way I'm folding the fabric. All right. No problem. I ironed this today. So I washed it the other day, so all my little like threads are still from the laundry. Fabric always picks up every piece of lint. All right, so I'm gonna kind of pay attention to where this repeat is. I'm just kind of curious if I can get it a little bit symmetrical. I think I have a ton of fabric. Ton. Like what the heck was I thinking, ton? But it doesn't fit on my table. Not this table. It fits on my big table, but not this one. I should probably just I've been thinking about getting a mat that fits this table, and I'll probably will after today, because we're gonna cut more here, I think. We're gonna be at this table more. It's not even a real pattern table, but it works pretty good. I like it. All right, so I'm just kind of looking to see if I've folded it straight by looking at the selvage here. There's a few ways I can test that out, and that's one of them. Because you see how the selvage up here is, see that, is above? That means it's not really folded that straight. So let's see if we can get it a little better. I've mentioned to my fabric store a couple times about like cutting the fabric on the grain, and I think they think I'm crazy. But the thing is, it's a thing, and which is surprising because you would think quilt stores, it would be like a 50-50 thing, like some quilt stores cutting on the grain and some not. But I'm really surprised how many quilt stores I run across that have never heard of cutting your fabric on the grain for you, and it makes a big difference, you know. So yeah, you had to make your sleeves wider. Which one? On this one, Mullen? I feel like my dress is backwards right now, and it's not. I've got it over jeans. This is my, what's this one called again? The Amy Louise shift by Audacier. We made this on stream. It's got pockets. And then I have it on over jeans because it started raining today. But I have it on with sandals too because I broke my pinky toe the other day. And these are pretty much the only shoes I can wear. All right. So, where do I want this? I'm gonna go about right there. It almost fits on my mat. Which means I'm gonna have to pin it a little bit to keep it accurate, which that kind of annoys me. I don't like pinning when I cut. But I could check out what this length is. So this is the way I look at doing the length. Like this Amy Louise shift is a little too short to wear just as a dress. I kind of have to have something sticking out the bottom. You know what I mean? The grain is super important with quilting, Ida, because a lot of times they're cutting such small little pieces and it gets a little harder to sew it if it's a little bit off grain. Plus, like traditionally, and this is not advised, but a lot of people will rip their fabric to get it on grain or rip the pieces out. Like there are quilts where they only rip the fabric to cut it. I know you probably haven't heard that, but it's just kind of a thing. It stretches out the edge though, so it's just not really that great. But a long time ago, not everybody had scissors, you know, like a couple hundred years ago. So even your garments, every piece was a square or a rectangle. If you look at folkwear patterns, you'll see a lot of this. And the way they did the sleeve was they added this really tricky gusset right here. It's pretty cool. So. Oh, okay, Mullen. Yeah, right, Louise? I know. Well, because border prints can't be going this direction because, well, they wouldn't know how long to make it. So they just put it on the cross grain. And, you know, if you pre-wash it, it's not that big of a deal. So, okay, I'm just going to look at the length here because I'm kind of wanting to cut it on my table. But see, like this dress, like, I feel like it's the length I want it. And I don't know if I could, I don't know if I can pull that off. Oh yeah, so the dress I'm wearing is about right here. So maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna do this 3 inches longer than the tunic. Let's just double check that. You know what, Julia? I really wanted a lot of burgundy up here because I kind of know why you're saying that. I feel like that would look really nice. But what happened was it made the whole rest of the dress pink. And I'm really into this burgundy. You know what I mean? So like right here, this hem is going to be like that. And then 3 inches. So like say I cut this right here. This is all I'm going to get. You know, so if I raise this whole thing up, the whole dress is going to be pink. You know? So I'm trying to... I feel like, because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make the collar and the placket the burgundy. Right? So I feel like that's going to help. Yeah, right, Mullen? I know. The back is longer, though. I'm just worried about the front. I just don't want it to get, I don't want it to get too short. So I feel like this one is too short in the back. Like, it's fine, but I don't know, you know, I'm going to be 48 soon, and, you know, I love short dresses, but... Okay, so let's see. That's 37. Okay, so I'm just gonna look. I always measure from my high point of shoulder. It's my 0 point. I go over my bust. I'm just gonna do it relaxed. This is not very scientific. I'm just looking to see where it's at already, you know? Yeah, see, I think I should go the longer length. Because this one I'm wearing is about right here. Although if the back is longer, right, Mullen? If the back is longer, I'm not going to be worried about that as much because I don't mind the front where this is at. All right. Okay, I think I'm just going to make this 2 inches longer. Let's just draw that on there right now so that Sarah doesn't forget, right? This funny little highlighter, I don't know where I got it. Oof, looking at this sideways is really kind of throwing me off. Okay, so let's see, where is my side seam? These shirt tails are always funny. . Okay. Let's do it to the back right now. How much length would you allow to wear something with a belt? Maybe 2 inches or just 1 inch? Like cause it would kind of blouse up. That's actually a really good question. Do you have a dress that you could wear, like put on a dress and measure the length, or have someone measure the length, or look in the mirror and mark it, you know, and stand the same distance away? I've done that trick. And then put the belt on and see how much it raises up. You know, that might be a good way to kind of figure that out. Like when in doubt, right? You got to like check it out. When in doubt, check it out. Usually I'm saying when in doubt, don't. I don't usually do pattern drafting with a highlighter, but when I do, it's with a weird purple chubby thing. It's 2 dashes and a dot. It's this one here. Okay. See that right angle at the side seam? You want that. You really want that. It makes it a lot easier. All right. I might just leave the hem a little bit more raw so I can tinker around with it. Am I adding? Yeah, I am. I am adding to the bottom instead of adding to the waist. You know why this is here is so that you don't have to do this crazy line. So if you would like to see me do it from here, I will totally do that for you. I know, right? Edit out some of the pink work. Exactly. Nah, it's not obvious, Rachel. Sometimes we're thinking so specifically about something, it's kind of hard to like change to that solution mode, you know what I mean? Yeah, so Christy, it would be, you know, one of the ways to do it is just cut here, add 2 inches, and then I wouldn't have had to do all this line. And then you can just trust the seam. So that's the smart thing to do. That's why they give you this here most of the time and say don't do it to the bottom. It also, like, just me adding to the bottom can add a little bit here. Whereas if it were right here, you go down and then you kind of taper. You kind of blend in that seam. So just asking why. Oh, just because that's how I did it. Yeah. This would be easier in some ways because then you don't have to deal with this line and you can trust it. Because look at the differences in these lines per size, you know? Especially when you can see all the sizes, like these right here, these guys. They are a little bit different from each other. And I've seen these grades on computer screens, like when you have to do kind of a curve that kind of does something kind of sharp or a strange angle. When you get to the sizes, sometimes you run out of real estate, basically, to get the kind of the same style line. And so they're having to edit the grade along the curve. And it is kind of cool, but it is kind of frustrating as a pattern drafter, you know? Yeah, so. Yeah, I would like to edit some of this pink out, Brooke. It's kind of pink, eh? I mean, I like pink. That's why I kind of want it to be a little short so that it's less dress. Okay, so here I can feel my mat is right here and my mat is right here. So I'm just gonna lay the line on the fold of the fabric. I want my fold to be nice and straight. You don't want your fold to kind of do this right there and then your fold, this to be past the fold, the line of the paper. You know what I mean? So make sure you're, so because I made sure it was pretty straight on the edges, I can kind of pull it a little bit not too much. And then that will kind of straighten out this line a little bit, but I'm still gonna double check it. Yeah, you know, Christy, people will say that doing it the way I did it is not the right way, but it's kind of the same. It's just that I'm gonna have to make sure I get my curve correct. As long as I allow for all that. And this isn't a pattern drafting demo, so I didn't really kind of go into the details of it. Sorry about that. Would I ever hold the workshop for, oh sure, I would do that. I know my local fabric store really wants me to teach sewing there. And at first I was like, are you kidding? What are you talking about? I'm not a teacher. And I think at the time I was just so stressed about, not stressed, but just kind of overwhelmed with moving and all that stuff. Ooh, I'm barely on my mat right now. But now I'm kind of like relaxing a little bit. And I'm kind of like, okay, that sounds kind of fun. Really, I want to do it for selfish reasons. I kind of want to see what people are, what they're asking, and how I need to change the way I'm teaching so that it's understandable better, you know? Oh, that's smart, Rachel. Oh, that'd be fun. A retreat. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me a little bit nervous. All right, well, I'm locked in now, Christy, for my curve. Yeah, because I'm kind of curious to like, I feel like my teaching needs a lot of improvement. And I say that because like, sometimes I'll just say that, or just do this thing, and I'm not explaining it very well. And I catch myself doing that. And I try and break it down and call it by what it is. And I'm trying to get better at that. And also I feel really far removed from being a beginner. And so I want to remember the things that I was curious about and the things that I wanted to learn, and in the way that would make sense to me, you know? And of course, a lot of us are visual learners. So I kind of want to just teach classes there to see like, what are people struggling with most? Because I could go in there and be like, let's do this. And they're all like, but how do we get even seam allowance? And I'm like, oh, well, that's what we're going to talk about. Great, let's talk about that. You know what I mean? So you wonder, clip your patterns to the fold. Oh yeah, that's good. You're looking for sewing retreats all summer? Would be my holiday. You've been looking for one? I thought I saw one posted today. I actually don't know. Why is there a notch there? Why am I suspicious of that notch? And why is there a thing there? I almost cut this out because I know it's going to happen, but I'll wait. No, I'm not going to wait because it's sitting here. Let's look at the instructions. I'm taking way too long. Sorry, you guys. Oh, good, Louise. I'm glad. I feel like I repeat myself too much. But I feel like if there's someone new here, I don't want them to feel left out of the loop, you know? I don't want them to feel like, why did she just graze over that? But she explains these other things. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, good thing I didn't clip that. See, a lot of plackets, when you sew this kind of placket, you cut out this fabric right here, and it's gone. And then you replace it with the placket. That's not what they're doing here, so it's a really good thing I didn't just cut that out. Yeah, it's the sleeve band, isn't it, Shanika? Does a sleeve expansion? Oh, to make it a long sleeve? That'd be nice. This would be kind of cute and like a little bit heavier weight, and for the fall or something. And maybe just a vent on the side, like a straight. Bye, Christy. Have a good day at work. Remainder of our daylight. Yeah, it's cloudy here. It's raining. It's going to rain for a week here. Yeah, and I feel like, Louise, like I do repeat because sometimes I feel like I say things a lot because they're the things that like people would say to me, and I'd be like, yeah. And then when I got it, I'd be like, oh, this is why they kept telling me this. Like, this is subtle, but really important. And I am a notorious like not rule follower. Like I will just like, oh, long sleeve drop shoulder. Oh, okay. I'm not a big fan of drop shoulders, but I like them on this sleeve style. Like I like the short sleeve ones. But that would be kind of cute. But, you know, like even cuffed or something, like rolled up. All right, I'm like sitting here gabbing. Here's my pocket. Suggested pocket location. I like that. Let's see. I'm gonna mark this right here as well. Not that pen. What? Okay. There we go. Yeah, so I feel like I've told you guys really have made me a better sewer because I follow the rules a little bit more. And you know, the results are better. They just really are. But you know, like you see some of those dresses I've made that are, you know, like before I streamed, and there's not even interfacing in them, and they're fine. They're fine. You know, so I just don't feel like some things are mandatory. And I've been around sewers that will buy every gadget and gizmo, and if that is what you need to do to get it done, fine. But I'm not a gadget and gizmo kind of person when I'm sewing. I am for other things. I think it's more when I'm like trying to figure something out. I'm like, okay, I need all the tools and they need to be the right tools. But at the same time, like all those tools didn't always exist. And when I was learning, I was like, oh, I don't have much money. I want to buy nice fabric. So I wouldn't buy those tools, you know, whatever they were. So you had to learn how to do it without it. And you know, like I say, all those tools weren't always around. I just yanked that right off there by accident. And I think, you know, like it's good to learn how to do something without some of the tools. And then others, heck no, I want the tool, you know. Oh my gosh, these pins are so much shorter, I'm having trouble getting it. There you go. That's how I like to mark things. I just like to poke it through. Someone's here. All right, so let's hold it up to me. Let's see. Is there only one pocket? Oh, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, two would be kind of weird anyway, right? I'm gonna hold it up to me. You guys can tell me what you think of all this pink. Can you guys hear that? Something's going on out there. All right, so what do you think? What is this right here? It's hard to tell, huh? You guys can't really see. I'm into that. That's cute. See, now we don't see all the rest. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I think I can handle this. Except I'm gonna need a slip. Yo. Okay, I could put a dark pocket right there, you know. You know, right there. I like it. That's so pretty. My nose is so itchy. Okay. All right. Here's the front. Sorry I don't clean my desk off. I'm a pretty tidy person, but when I'm in the middle of a project, I don't put things away. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get rid of this. I'm just gonna chop all this off here. That will be okay for, look at all this for the collars and plackets and things like that. Like, I have so much fabric. You guys might be seeing me make, I don't know, something else in this. Okay, so I need to do this from the other side now. Right? I mean, is it truly symmetrical? I think I'm gonna take a chance and just flip it like this. Just trying to figure out how much I need. It looks a little sheer, yeah. It's not Nanny Eero. It's just Andover fabric. Are you looking for this fabric, Carol? It's called Silhouette by Allison Glass, and it's by Andover. Here you go. It comes in some really great colors. Colors that are a lot easier to handle. There's like a blue, a navy blue, and a teal, and a black and white. I almost did black and white. Yeah, sure. I could do a shirt. Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, I'm kind of into the pattern placement too. Taking my sweet time here to cut it out, aren't I? Okay. I'm only keeping this here because I'm going to match it on the side seams. So awkward, cutting on a tiny table. I think by the end of the week, I'll have streamed 4 times this week. Is that the most I've done? Because we did a tiny one yesterday finishing the Amelia. And then, oh, I just thought of something. Yeah, right? You will find something, Carol. Maybe if you have a lot of something, you could consider putting it on the bias. That'll give you a little more ease, too. I might have enough fabric to do both those things, Nancy and Malin. Okay, so there's a little bit of a fabric flaw in here, and I'm not going to put the fabric flaw in different spots front to back. I'm going to match the fabric flaw. Right. Okay, so let's see. Where's that fabric flaw? Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. All right, so this has to be, this at least it's easier to match. Yeah, there's a yoke. Where is the yoke? Is it top stitched on top? Because look, where is it? Oh, it's on the back. Is it, that's right, I thought I knew there was a yoke. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm gonna match it at the armhole and side seam, Ida. That's how I planned on doing it, so that it was the same going up and down from that point. You want the plants growing up, not down. I know, it's a tough one. Yeah, okay. All right, so I need this to be like this. So what I'm gonna do, let's move that. I'm gonna chop this piece off here. Look at all the fabric I have, you guys. It's a bit. It's a bit. I promise I'm not this awkward when I'm cutting without you guys watching. It's like, all right. Now, this probably doesn't make sense what I'm doing, but now I can go like this. That's all I needed to do. I needed to be able to put this at the top because of the fabric flaw that I am working around that you guys probably cannot see. It's just a very slight misprinting. Like it's a faded line of pink. Look at all my little instant things coming up. Awesome. Yeah, so those are automatic Louise. They're like, I can put them in, so every half hour it'll say something like that. I'm trying to figure it out, you know? It's just like a good reminder to point people places. It's not the commands you guys learned yesterday. Okay, let's see. All right, so my flaw's right here. And this right here is going to sew to that right there. See, I said this and that. What did I do with my highlighter? Did it fall? All right, a pencil works great. Okay, so here is the flaw right here. Yeah. Okay. The reason I'm not going to line it up, this is just the most accurate right here, this little spot right here, because those two pieces sew together right there, and that's why. And then the back has a yoke, so it's not this isn't the shoulder right here. This is the shoulder on the front, but not the back. And at least on the back, I'll have more of a dark purple. So now I need to make sure my flaw matches side to side. Wait, there's the flaw right there. Yeah, okay. I can barely see it right now. There we go. It's another way to make sure your fabric is folded straight, is just match the flaw that I just discovered when I was ironing it. And that was my face. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna straighten it up. Ooh, did I get too narrow down here? Maybe that's why I bought too much fabric, because I was so awkwardly cutting this piece off. All right. Oh, plenty. Plenty. Okay. All right, so here's my flaw. There's my flaw. Looking good. Okay, so let's get this. This is non-negotiable right here. And then straighten out the fold. I can feel it under there. It's just not quite. Oh, Louise, I just saw that. You know, I used to get emails from them and then I stopped, and that's why I've been so lame at replying to your guys' like comments and stuff, because I don't get notified when I get a comment. And then yes, I just surpassed 2,000 subscribers. So thanks, guys. Hello, Princess Wade. How's it going? Welcome. I am cutting out a Kalle shirt dress. I'm making it look as awkward as possible because my table is dinky. Ah, I'm still not on there. What the heck? There we go. Yeah, when I got like past 500, they sent me a little like, congratulations, you can share this, you know? And then, you know, I haven't gotten one since. I'm like, okay, I guess 500 is my goal. Yeah, I'm doing the dress length, but I'm gonna kind of do it a little bit short. Fire! I'm on fire. Did I bonk my camera, or is it just literally like, it's like drooping, isn't it? Like I say, you guys, I'm a sewer. I'm not a media person. Thanks, you guys. I know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so let's see here. I'm just making sure everything's on the mat. I'm cutting on this line here. This little janky line I made there. There's my fade line. Okay, I'm moving it a little bit more. Let's do this. It's my daughter's like last days of school this week. Have you made this this pattern, Princess Wade? Is that why you say you love it, or have you been wanting to? Do you got any tips, advice, anything? Anything? You're so glad yours is going to be plain white. Cautionary tale. Exactly. All right, I'm going to put these notches for the band, but not the other one. So someone said someone did 3/8 inch seam allowances, and that's how they also added ease to the hip region, right? Someone said that. Clever. I don't know what this is for. What is this for? There's no pockets. I do, Shanika. I will. I actually looked at them and I was like, am I just buying stuff for my stream? You know what I really want is I want a stream deck. It's called a Elgato stream deck. And so it's like a little like the things that streamers have, you guys. I'm like, what the heck? I've never even known this thing exists. And it's like a little like console, and I can just press a button and it would like change to the iron camera or do a funny little like dance or something. There is a side slit, but I think it stops here. It doesn't go up to there. And I think this is just a matching line. Right? Because that'd be really high up. Runecaster. I think that would be pretty high side slit. All right, I don't really need anything on here. And I actually don't really need this pattern. So I'm just gonna fold it up. Actually, I'm not gonna fold it up. I'm gonna with my rabbit and hang it up. Get it out of the way. Okay, so let's see. Here is my back. Now let's decide on the yoke. Should I continue with like, what do we think here? Because I could do something like that, you know, for the yoke. Hmm? I have plenty of fabric. Oh, okay, great, Louise. Thank you. There are no side slits. Okay. You like the facings on a three-side sew for me? Oh, yeah. A lot of pieces, though. Yeah, those facings are on the cropped, right? Yeah, so Runecaster, they say it's a side slit on the short version. So maybe you're right. Maybe that is a slit. I don't think I'm going to do that. That's a little saucy for me. All right, so I kind of want it to be dark, the purple, right? That's my front. Let's not cut that up. These are my scraps. We've got plenty of fabrics. I don't even need to cut sleeves. Oh, I only have like a yard, you guys. Okay, I'm not making a ton of things. So there is nothing like a crisp white shirt. You're totally great. That's a pattern matching challenge, yeah. Have the flowers go down on the yoke almost like they came across from the front. Oh yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so let's see. We have, this is the back. And this is the front. Okay, so here's my front. Can you see that? Here's my back. There's a pleat. Okay, pleat. And then it goes like this. Like this. Okay. Yeah, so maybe something like, you're thinking like this, or are you thinking like that? I could be down for that. Lint lava, you got to do the exclamation point, lint lava, yeah. You would continue with the pattern on the yoke. Okay, okay. Yeah, I like that too. Maybe not this exact one, huh? Like, so let's get a piece that has what we want on it. I have a lot of purple. Let's review all of our pattern pieces that we have left. We have collar, which I need one on the fold. One. Is there a top collar? Oh, yeah, okay. Top collar, under collar. Great. That, yep. That. Yeah, we have plenty of fabric. And none of them are very long. So this piece has been waiting for this. Okay. So, I don't think it'll be hard to do. The hard parts when you're doing this part is the cutting. And then once it's cut, we don't have to make any more choices. It's done. Right? I'm trying to get it so that it's not like mimicking same. I mean, my hair will cover it up a little bit. Something like that. Eek! All those little lines. Okay, so maybe like just like maybe like a little bit of purple below this, or should that touch on the seam? You know? Matching from the back. What does that mean? Pattern matching from the back. So like, you mean continue it like this? Are you guys just trying, you're trolling me, aren't you? So then it would be like, let's do this. Something like this, you're thinking? Go up the yoke, they're saying. I kind of like it the other way. You guys don't like that? Let's see. I don't really want like this mimicking here, you know, but let's look at it this way. Really wants to slide off of my table. It'll be at an angle, so something like that. Yeah, I'm kind of liking, not trolling. I kind of like it the other way, this way. Mainly because I'm liking the fading into the shoulder line, you know? You know what I mean? So let's look at it this way. Let's Everything wants to slide off my table. Okay. All right, there we go. Look at that, because see, my cut is a little crooked there. That's why I'm using the stealth edge to make sure it's straight. Okay, I'm just gonna put that there so I can kind of use it as a reference. And then here's my back. Yeah, so you're like placket, cuffs, and yoke in the plain. In the purple, I think I'm gonna do that. What is your name? Snatch or not. Thank you. I know this fabric's pretty cool, but it's a little bit of a pain. Okay, so you're liking, yeah, kind of going this way, right, Brooke? Kind of morphing into that. I kind of do too, because I kind of do want it to blend a little bit. Right? I'm on the right track, guys, right? That's what I'm thinking, something like that. Bye, Shanika. Thanks for coming. Happy sewing. Something like that, guys, right? I'm kind of liking that. And here I am cutting a yoke out in the middle of the fabric. I need 2 of them, by the way, but I won't do the fancy stuff. Well, I have to match it at the sides. I did match it on the body, on the sides. But I don't think it's going to be that obvious anyway, because the hem kind of pulls away, you know, kind of that shirt tail hem. So, yeah, you like that, Melon? I like this. I like this too. Now all the people that were giving me advice aren't talking though. Bye, come again. I like that. Me and Sharon were talking about, he's like, hey, you know, it's like having company when people will chat in my stream. I was like, yeah, company that's doesn't actually come over. It's great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I like this. I like this because it's going to blend in with this seam here, right? And then it'll blend in. Yeah, I'm down for this. Let's do it. That's what I want. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not like, well, you can kind of see here's this little puff ball and it's lining up with that puff ball. So I feel like the print is straight, if that's what you were asking about with the pattern matching, Eliza. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Oh, I just kind of curved that a little bit. Weird. Oh, it's like roulette with that. Oh my God, which one is my, oh, it's this one here, okay. Holy crap. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. No. Not putting a double notch in my bag neck. All right. Oh, but that was too deep. I thought I got it. Oh, so my fold's a little bit I'm not quite on the fold. What the heck? I was so careful though. Dang. I'm gonna leave that. Okay, I need one more, but I'm not going to do the fussy on the lining one. In fact, maybe I'll just use this piece right here. You're so relieved, Julia. I don't exactly. Perfect company for introverts. That's what I'm trying to tell people about live streaming. Julia's so relieved right now. That makes me feel relieved too, even though I wasn't worried about it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I feel like I'm bullying people into trying to come and watch a sewing stream. But I feel like there's a lot of people out there that the idea of it, and I get it, like the idea of going and watching someone is like, that sounds really awkward. I don't know about that. And but once you do it, and you're chatting with people and you realize how passive it can be and that you can just be lurking or you can just be hanging out or you can be sewing, you can be listening, whatever. I think it's just a really good experience, you know? It's just unique and it's hard to explain that to people. Let's get rid of that paper there. That's all I wanted. I wanted a little tiny nip for the center, but it looks like I'm up at doing some damage control on that. Yeah, I'm into this, princess. I'm into this. Because look at that. Okay, all right. Yoke done. Launched. Let's do all these little guys. So I'm going to do all of these in purple. Well, the sleeves I might not. The sleeve cuffs I probably won't do in purple. I think I'll match them to the dress. The collar, the placket, collar stand. I'm going to do all that in purple. What am I going to do in the pocket? Am I going to match? Louise, really? Right, Nancy? Yeah. I know. I do know that, Brooke. I'm trying not to think about it. I hate talking on the phone, too. She was incredulous, Janice. Oh. You know, I think it's just, it's hard to describe, you know? And it's so funny because right now, if you go to Twitch and you click Discover, if you still click Discover at the top, you will see that there are 50,000 people watching one streamer play a game right now. And that's just one streamer. Just one. And if you look at all the others, it's just like, you know, most streamers are like me. They're pretty small, you know. They're bigger than me. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, this person has 400 viewers. I like those small streams because the streamer interacts with me, you know. I like them big enough to have their own emotes and small enough that they can see chat and stuff and people will interact with me in chat because it's a little more cooperative and community-like. I like that. But some of those ones that are like, you know, 20,000, 15,000 people, it's like, okay, you're just basically watching TV and the chat's just flying by, you know? So it's funny that it's hard to get people to watch a live DIY when DIY is when you really want to like ask someone, hey, how the heck did you do that? You know? Exactly, Nancy. You can engage and disengage at will. Yeah. You would try to make the pocket disappear. I actually agree with you on that. I think so too. All right, so let's not accidentally cut our yokes after all that work, because I probably don't have enough fabric to do that again. And let's see where I have some pink. Some pink. Is this that's my back. I think I have to cut it out of this big piece. So much for having all that extra fabric I was bragging about. This is what it's for. It's all come down to this. I actually did get extra because I knew it would be hard to match, you know? Do you really? Eliza, how do you do that when you, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Brooke. I didn't want to have like one purple boob. One purple boob dress. I don't want to call it that, you know. or make it a hashtag. All right, so let's see here. This is the back of the, oh no, it's the front, okay. I was kind of just looking for this little area here. See if I could, well, where is it? Okay, maybe I won't be able to match it perfectly. I think somewhere like here. Yeah. I know, I can't imagine her like, is she watching it and driving? I don't want that lawsuit. Purple, hashtag purple boob. Remember that time Jeremy sewed a dress with one purple boob? Fun times. Okay, I'm gonna go for somewhere kind of in the middle of this, like that. Because I also don't want one of these in the middle of it while we're on the subject. Yeah. Okay. Pochetta. Look at me just cutting holes in the middle of my fabric left and right. Yeah, it is actually, it's more obvious than it seems. Like I only second guess it when I'm looking at the right side, and then when I look at the back, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the back. So there's that, you know. All right, so I'm gonna set this piece aside and cut out all my other pieces from the other purple scraps that did not become the purple boob. Okay. Oh, but I need the pink for the cuffs. I'm gonna do pink for the cuffs. I don't want color block. I'm not a big fan of color blocking. What's a side boob gate? Oh, is that like Watergate, but side boob? I know so that show is so popular and we don't get it. You know, it's like it seems it's like when we had Project Runway, and Project Runway was a big deal. Like when that came out, everybody not messaged me. We didn't even have messaging then. They were like, "Jeremy, have you seen this show?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that show." You know, it was pretty cool. All right, so this is actually the length grain of the fabric. So let's just carry on with the length grain of the fabric now. She wouldn't want to show that much boob, and the contestant's mother said she hoped she wasn't making another dress showing the side boob. Can you get it on something like BritBox or Acorn? Because I have Acorn. I should check. I love Acorn. I'm kind of behind on it. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this piece looks kind of kooky to me, the way I would have. Okay, I'm just gonna rant just for a tiny little bit, you guys. Here's the problem with me sewing home sewing patterns. Because if I do this exact neckline on, say, 4 different garments, they are gonna draft this little thing differently for each one of those garments. You know what I mean? And I would have done it a totally different way. And so I have to like learn how they drafted it every time. And it's not like it's bad. It's just like, if you guys weren't watching, I would just draft my own and use the same one on all of them. Acorn is, how do I describe Acorn? It's kind of like Hulu, but for British TV. That's a good way to put it, honestly. It's like Hulu, but for British TV. But who asked that? Did Siobhan ask that? Oh no, Eliza asked that. Your icons are both white, I think. I was gonna say, Siobhan, you wouldn't see that probably because I think, aren't you in Scotland? Wait, who? Oh no, it was Fiona who's in Scotland. Never mind. I have a TV. I have a Roku. Have you guys heard of Roku? So we have cable at my house, but I have a TV upstairs in my bedroom. I have a little extra area in my bedroom, and so that's where I watch TV. And I didn't want cable. I was like, no, don't pay for cable on the second TV. I don't really care about cable. Acorn has an app. Holy crap, I didn't know that. And so I got a Roku, and a Roku is like, it looks like a hockey puck, and you plug it into your TV. And now my husband actually got me a Roku TV. And so it's basically a TV, and you just put apps on it. That's all it is. It's apps. And so I have an app for Netflix, YouTube. There's like thousands of channels on there. You can get a Hulu app. You can do all that. So if you already subscribe to all those things, so when you get a Roku, you pay for it once and it's done. So like the puck that you plug into your TV is basically a Wi-Fi receiver, and it's really good. I never ever have issues with my Roku. You don't have Roku? You have a Roku. What do you mean, Eliza? Roku is something you just get at Best Buy, like a store like that. And it's like 60 or 70 bucks. You pay it one time. Yeah, like the Fire Stick would be another way to do it. But you don't have to pay for anything else past buying the Roku. And if you already subscribe to all those things, you just download the app and then log in. Like if you have cable on your TV downstairs, like I do, my husband has a good cable package because he likes soccer. He likes English soccer. And so we have HBO, even though we hardly watch it. Like we watch Game of Thrones and that's it. So there's an HBO app on my Roku, and I can log in and watch HBO up there. There's also an app for my cable company. And so I can actually pull up all my recordings that I record on the TV downstairs. I don't actually record anything down there except Big Bang Theory. So the Roku, I just love it. I've had one for over 10 years. It's flawless. I love it. Yeah, the Roku is great. Yeah, I just love it. Yeah, and so what I like about Roku is you just pay for it once it's done, you know? And so I don't know why my husband got me a Roku TV. It's just doesn't have the puck. It's just built into the TV. You know, I don't know why I think he felt like he was like splurging for me, but I am really low, like not interested in a lot of that stuff because I play video games at night sometimes. But I really like Acorn. I have the PBS app. I'll tell you something else. If you if you donate to PBS in like a local place to you that has a TV station, like public radio or but one that has a TV station, if you subscribe to it, you can get something called Passport. And Passport allows you access to all the PBS library. So like say you missed the new episode of Downton Abbey. I know Downton Abbey's not new anymore, but say you missed the episode of Downton Abbey. And then like you go to watch it and you're like, what? It's like 2 weeks ago and they're not showing it anymore. And I didn't record it. Well, if you have Passport, you can still get it. And it's like everything's on there. So I have, so the only things I really pay for are Netflix and, I donate to public radio and public TV because I really support that. It's like one of my things. Why am I looking to cut this out of pink? This is what I'm cutting out of pink. So I feel like I'm like, yeah, sponsored by these things, but I'm not sponsored by these things. Why does this have a seam in it? Why? Can I just do this one piece? Oh my gosh, you guys have been talking. Let's see. Nancy. Yeah. No, you choose the apps. The other thing is you can say, like, when I read the book Ready Player One, I love that book. It's so awesome. The movie is good, but it's totally different from the book. Like, so different from the book. Totally different like the roles the characters play and the pop culture in it. The 80s pop culture in the book is just on point. And they reference a lot of movies that some of them I hadn't seen before and some I hadn't seen in a while. And so I can, on my Roku, search for the movie, and it's like, oh yeah, you can get this movie on these 6 apps or services. The apps are free unless they're paid apps. Like, you can get it, but then you might not have access to the content. And you can find the one that has it for free. Like, I have Amazon Prime, and so I have Prime Video on there as well. Like, there's no shortage of stuff to watch. Yeah, the Passport thing is... Passport's amazing. Check it out. I know PBS doesn't shout out about enough. I support KQED in San Francisco, I think, or it's Sacramento. It's one of those two, and they both offer Passport. So, totally worth it. Oh my gosh, what was I talking about? This is not even important. Let's talk sewing. Anywho. I do like having access to certain shows. Why is there a scene? Do I need that scene here? Can I get rid of this thing? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I only watch, when I'm watching TV, I watch PBS and Acorn. Call me 85 years old, but I love them. I feel like this seam is here purely for either fabric saving or stability, and this isn't a big enough armhole to need stability. I'm just going to leave it in there, but I'm just kind of curious. I'm just being picky. Because I don't really want the seam on the top. You know? There's no taper there, like there is there. Oh well. Oh well. PBS is amazing. I know, because my mom was like, hey, I really want this show. Oh, there's my little thing. And I said, oh, yeah, I got that. Even if we miss it, I've got it. And she's like, oh, okay. Why am I'm trying to piece that together. I'm going to do this. It's because of my fabric floss is why I'm doing this. You guys can't see it. Another really cool thing, you guys, is Vudu. I don't know if you know Vudu, but say you own DVDs, you could pay like $1 and get the digital version, and you can watch it anywhere. That's really cool. You can watch it on your iPad, your computer, no matter where you are. There's no limits. Not on all your DVDs, but a lot of them. Some of them come with ultraviolet. If I don't buy the DVDs really, honestly, I just have a few things. But we already had a few, or some people had given us as gifts or whatever. I looked at them on Vudu and I was like, oh, look, I can just buy some of these as for $1. I don't really need these notches. I know this is the back because it's bigger. So I probably, do I need interfacing? No. No interfacing. It's probably good. I went overboard on that interfacing on my bow top, you guys. The bow top, it's like totally loose and drapey, and then there's my sleeve cuff, and it's like, whoa. Nothing's getting through that. It's like armor. Does that make the whole the table move? Sorry. Oh, I was telling you guys, you can actually search things on Roku, and like you can actually say, oh, okay, these movies aren't available. I was looking for Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, and it wasn't available anywhere, not even for rent, and on the Roku. So you can put an alert, and then it'll let you know when it becomes available. I really like that. It's really subtle too. It's like I'll look at the little alerts tab, and I'm like, oh, cool, that movie came about finally. Like Star Wars, you're not going to find, it's not like you get extra access having a Roku. It just kind of puts it all in one place, you know? Turns your TV into a computer. That would be a nice Father's Day gift, you're right. You probably do, Louise. Flickster was another version of that and something else. And sadly, they keep getting like bought, you know? And so they change. I am not very tech savvy. You know. This is making you want to abandon your jumpsuit. You're making a jumpsuit? Which one are you making? Because I really like the one in the Seamwork catalog. What the heck is that one called? This is a pattern piece. I almost used that. Let's move my pattern pieces out of the way so I don't cut them. I'd be done by now if I wasn't gabbing. Okay, so I'm trying to use my scraps here. So no grain line. The fold, just because there's a fold doesn't mean it's the grain line, but I'm going to assume that they want this on the length grain like this. Typically though, your haulers, the length grain goes this way. The stand goes this way, and these go this way. You guys, I almost cry 3 times a week trying to get this set up to work. I don't want to deal with the cameras and everything. I want like a camera angel. Sid Fallon was a total angel to me last Saturday when he was like, hey, how about I help you out with this? It was awesome. So, you know, we owe him some cookies. I actually just paid for a computer like service thing through Best Buy when I bought my new computer, and they will work on anything you have, your phone, anything, even if you didn't buy it there, and if it's old. My other computer, I didn't even buy that there. They will work on it if you just pay this thing, this like fee, and then you have your own personal person come to you for $50 every time. And I was like, yep, sign me up for that, because the guy was like, yeah, he's dealt with, he knows streaming. I was like, sign me up. I haven't done it yet, but today I'm like, you need to do that, because the fact that this one camera isn't being registered anymore is really irritating. These are all just scraps, right? Okay, that one's not going to be helpful. But this one right here looks pretty helpful. And I need, I may not have, I don't have enough purple going this way for the collar stand, so. You're a social media phobe. I know what you mean. I kind of want, I'm going to use this actually. I'm going to use this one for you. I think you just like, when you really want something, it helps to figure it out, because you can kind of pinpoint what you're looking for, you know? And it's really frustrating, and then the more and more you get kind of the language surrounding it, then you know what to search for. But man, searching for stuff for this is really hard. What's a match? It's a matchup of the McCall's M744 by Butte J'adore and the bodice of the SWAT vintage shirt dress top. Oh, this is cool. There you go. I need 2 of these. Womp womp. Okay. Let me focus for a second. Taking way too long to figure this out. Okay, here's one. Okay, we're throwing that down there. I need 2 of those. I only need 1 each of these. I can get 1 here and then 1 of those here. Let's get rid of the selvage. It's good sometimes to cut the selvage off of things, because you will make the fabric relax a little bit. Sometimes the selvage binds up the edge of the fabric. Look at the different colors. Is that just wrong side? Oh, that's just wrong side, right side. Okay. I was just telling Nancy, it's pretty easy to tell. Maybe it's not. Okay. Let's see here. Usually the collar stand goes this way or this way on the grain line, and usually the the length grain goes along the collar. Just like usually that's how it goes. So sometimes if you're dealing with a fiddly fabric, like say you're making a hemp shirt, hemp is or linen. Hemp and linen notoriously get a little bit like they relax after you cut them and they get a little bigger. The weave is so open that sometimes it's really easy to be like, why did this end up 2 sizes too big? And it's maybe like, if you're like me, I'm a puller when I sew. I pull things really tight, and so then it stretches it out, and I'm getting better about that. If you are having trouble, like pants are a really good example. When I make the ginger jeans or any jeans for the waistband, they typically will say cut 1 in the fabric going so that the waistband, this is the length grain for the waistband. So it's, you know, it's basically like this, if this was the waistband. But the thing is, if you were to pull in the fabric, even if it's a woven, it's a little stretchier going across the cross grain. And so and then they'll say cut 1 on the for the inner waistband in just like a cotton fabric, like a lining fabric. I don't do that, and I also see patterns that are cut on the bias. So what this is just a personal preference of how you like your waistband to fit on your jeans. I don't like mine sagging out all day long or getting stretched out. I like mine to hold together and hold in, and I wear my pants more than once before I wash them, so that helps. And so what I do is I cut 2 waistbands on the length grain and in both in the denim, and so that it is a pretty firm, sturdy waistband with very little stretch. So that's a good example. So say if you were doing a collar in a really beautiful, you know, linen, you might find it a little easier to deal with the linen if you cut the collar on the length grain so that it's going to stretch a little bit less. And if you want it to be, you know, but if you're looking at the print and you want the print to go a certain way, you might have to do it the other way. So it's just more stable along the length grain. The cross grain is a little bit stretchier. I mean, I don't even know if I can see it on this, but you know. Yeah, see that? So if I hold about 3 inches and I pull, there's no stretch. Hold 3 inches here, there's a little bit of stretch. So that's why I say that. Yeah, I thought I didn't get there. I don't need that. I like center notches. I don't need to know that that's the back. It's the back of the neck. You know? Which one? Oh, brother. Okay. What's my 12 look like? It's 2 dashes and a dot. Okay, this is the smallest one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna use my scissors. Scissors. you know, I can tell that this isn't 1/4 inch seams. A girl can dream. But this is too wide for 1/4 inch seams, I can tell. So I don't need to be this careful using my scissors, but I'm going to be, because if they were 1/4 inch seams, using my rotary is for this many layers is not a good idea. Because I just want a little tiny nip, you know? So, okay, what do you guys sew? What are your dress plans? Tell me your dress plans. You're sewing along with me this month, right? Okay, I need interfacing on this piece here. I think I need interfacing on this piece here. I need one of these and one of the others. I feel like Julia and Brooke are sitting there like Siskel and Ebert. Do you guys know who Siskel and Ebert are? I didn't get that very close today. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So you don't need a double notch there because, I mean, unless you have trouble figuring out which edge goes to your collar stand or which one goes to the collar. But because there's a notch here, you know that's the shoulder, and it goes to the collar stand then. And so there's a you don't really need a notch on your long edge here, but it is nice to have a guide for that middle point. You guys are making lunch. I'm hungry. Wait, it's like 3 hours ahead. What do you mean you're eating lunch at 4 o'clock? Must be dinner. Oh, you're going away next week? Nice. You're doing the Kalle and the tea house dress. Carol, awesome. My fabric from my tea house, I ordered it from Canada, so it might take a bit. I like to cut my collar really accurately when there's a top and an under collar, because then I know there will actually be a little bit of a difference. Because let's look at the difference. So here's the under collar. You see that? Remember how I tell you guys there's about 1/8 of an inch difference between them? See it? This is the 12. There's a lot of noise here. Can you guys hear it? You don't know which fabric on your princess dress, or your princess dress, your tea house dress, princess? I understand that. That was my last one I picked out too. Oh, Eliza, you're making a Charlie Captain and the Kalle. All right, that'll be cool. A linen large print. I ended up getting a plaid for my tea house. You have a striped blue and white seersucker. That'd be cool. But that one look like a nightshirt. Yeah, right? I don't think that would look like a night shirt. You wouldn't use seersucker for a nightshirt. That would be very summery, Mullen. I think that sounds great. Julia Brooks on Pacific time, exactly. Oh, that'll be nice, Louise. You're making the Kalle short version, but drop the front hem. And then the tea house dress. I think the tea house dress suits a lot of different folks. I would totally check it out. Oh, that's true, Princess Malin. You could belt it, you know. That's true. Sorry, I'm just clicking a few things here. I haven't made a gingham dress, Nancy. What do you guys think? You know what I'm thinking? Because I need more dresses. What do you guys think about the fringe dress by Chalk and Notch? Or the myostosis. Every time I see that word, it gets stuck in my head. Myostosis. I can't see. I keep adding an extra syllable. The TS dress looks fab on people with boobs. I'm small. You know, that's funny, Louise. Most of the silhouettes I see it on are pretty straight body types. I'm going to make mine with no belt, and I'm going to take it in a tiny bit at the back, and I'm going to make it like a loose dress. I think the French dress is cute too. Every time I see it, I'm like, why is this one different to me than other, shirt dresses? But I really like it. I think it looks cute the way people sew it. I think that would be cute for my gingham, Nancy. Is it either a shirt dress or the that myostosis? Oh my God, I cannot say that. Oh, they do have a girl's pattern. That's cute. You have a mint crepe, a baby blue polka dot, and a yellow gingham. I need to get that French dress. Yeah, myosotis. Oh my God. Has too many ruffles. See, that's the thing, Malin. You're wearing gingham right now. Oh, I've seen your gingham top. It's really cute. Myosotis. Myosotis. I agree, Malin. That is so not my style, but there's something about if you get the proportions right, I feel like it can work. Did I cut one of these out? Which one? I cut this one out. Okay. Myosotis. Some words, man, I just can't figure out. I need to get rid of some of this paper. I love gingham. If it's the one she modified recently, it's on her Instagram. The Seam Ripper project is her Instagram. I love gingham. Mine's sitting over there staring at me. In fact, I use the gingham in the pockets of this dress. And in the pajama facing, as Ellen calls it. I'm getting hungry for lunch. I wonder what I'm going to have today. If I were a real streamer, I would be doing Uber Eats. I don't know how those gamers afford all that. It's like they can't even pause their game long enough to make food. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Nip. 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 Just anything there will help me. Okay, I'm going to leave those together. Because when in doubt, I may want to know which is the top and the under. All right, so we got all our pattern pieces cut. Floor looks a mess, so that's a success. And this is all I was left with. So no shirt is happening. It does sound like myxomatosis. That's a disease, right? I hear you. I have a lot of trouble saying that word. When I see it, I really want to say it out loud. It's one of those words, you know. Okay. I had that problem with the word when I was in 6th grade, and the word was Pueblo. I could not say Pueblo for the life of me. It's just, I don't know why. Just there's a disconnect between my brain and my tongue. I always said Pueblo, which still feels really good to say. Pueblo. All right, let's punch my patterns. I always punch them upside down. Actually, this one I'm not going to because it'll cover up the pieces there. Okay, interfacing. I'm really tempted to just use self fabric. I'm just not sure it's enough body. No, I kind of want to use just fabric. I'm going to use just fabric. I think it's just these two and maybe a color. Yeah. Let's see what I need to do for interfacing. I'm trying to read the directions more often so I don't do things too crazy. Let's see. Oh, but you know what? I'm sure I didn't print out the pattern layouts. Interfacing guide. Here we go. Okay, so I have G, these H, E. Okay, these are my three. Okay. I definitely don't want to get any pink in there though. Let's see, I think the interfacing is just these pieces right here. So let's measure them. And then that way I can just cut out the piece I need. So it's a 1 1/8 by 13 and 14. I'm gonna have enough, right? I can hear the rain outside. So weird. My daughter was like, because I have the, you know, those paper star lanterns. I put those out in front of my house, and they usually are great for like a year and a half. But this winter we have, and so they didn't quite make it, so I had to order some new ones. And I just hung those up like last week, and I got new cushions for the chairs out front because those I hadn't replaced ever. And I told Cricket that. I said, dang, I just got the new lanterns up. And she's like, I just cut all my jeans into shorts. I was like, oh, that's worse. It's like, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. All right, so I need, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a straight line along those so that I cut those off. And then make my 1 1/8 piece. I need one 13 and 14. So if I can get the 14 out, I'm going to do that one first. Oh yeah, exactly. Her shirt is navy and white. That's what mine is. It's navy and white. The best. Okay, let's see. I can get you here, right? But can I get this? I may not have enough. Oh yeah, I have this big piece. All right, we're good. I would use the cotton poplin I have, but it's white. I should have done this one here because it's bigger and it would fit. I try and use up all of the fabric in the space if I can. Especially when I'm getting down to the end. No need to do notches on this. But I'm going to pin it so I know that it's my interfacing piece. I'm just going to pin it. I just pinned it together just so I go, why did I pin this together? What is this here? This is, that was that one. Okay, okay. And then we have this. And so I need the 13-inch and I need that collar and then we'd be done. Okay. So I apparently got the right amount of fabric. It does sound professional, but it's really cute. I love that. I love that. I've actually thought about that top. I know is it store-bought? It's store-bought, right, Julia? But you modified it somehow. I haven't been checking my camera. You guys can see everything, right? I really zoomed it out. That little whoop-de-doo right there kind of throws me off. It's like a little... Probably because I'm cutting the wrong line. Honestly. Because I can't see it. Okay. I just need one more piece and then I'm done. I don't need a facing on the dress, only on the crop top. The crop top has the facing hem. The others are just going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, it was a farmer dress. Yeah. This is why I weighted that. Did you see it move a little bit? Okay, I'm gonna redo that. Eek! Sometimes the smallest pieces are the hardest to get accurate. Okay. Now that's my straight edge. Let's get rid of one end here. But I thought that was straight. Why doesn't it look straight now? It's interfacing, right? Okay. I'm just going to pin all my interfacing together so I don't throw it away. Let's look at the pattern, Margaret. It's a good question. Let's see what the sewing is on the hem. No, it's a painful rolled hem, maybe. If you are making the popover placket variation, sewing bias in the round, leave a ½ inch free at the beginning of your stitching. Did you come back to the start of your, what? The popover placket. Well, I'm making the placket that stops here. I thought that was the popover. Sewing hem, views B and C. Oh, it is bias. You're right. Thanks for telling me. But, you know, I don't mind the bias being pink or purple. I'm glad it's bias. I know some people are like, oh shoot, it's bias, but I'm like, oh good, it's bias. That sounds way easier. So let's cut some bias. Let's cut bias. Okay. Let's get rid of this awkward, look at, there's my pocket. Hello, pocket. Here's a nice long strip. So this is going to be not like my video, you know, the video I made teaching you how to cut bias and sew bias, because I am kind of trying to piece it together here with what I have, and I have a really oddly shaped piece. I'm trying to preserve a nice piece, you know. You're a dab hat in the bias, exactly. I'm like, okay, this is my comfort zone. It honestly is such an easy thing to deal with a hem like that. So I'm actually really glad that it is, because I was kind of dreading that curve at the side seam. Yeah, I think that will be fun with like a little splash of color hanging out the bottom next to the purple. It doesn't have to be on the true bias either. Anything off of the 90 degrees is going to be bias. Ooh, 8 yards of chiffon. You know, the tea house takes 5 yards, by the way. But if you did something with a circle skirt, you'd really get into that. But you don't need a circle skirt with chiffon. But that would be kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Do I want a long piece, or do I want it to be a certain color? If I want a long piece, what I can do is kind of line it up as long as I can, like, you know, like do this really lazy angle. And I could get a really long piece. But I think what I'm gonna do is so this right here, this width right here, I can only get like 3 widths there. And that's probably not enough for my hem, but so let's measure how much I need for my hem. I love the see-through ruler also because you can do this for measuring. I just needed thereabouts. So that's 15.5, so 31 inches for the front. And I think the back was like 3 or 4 inches wider because of the pleat at the top. So let's say I need 2 yards, roughly. I don't think I need the bias for anything else because the neckline is fully finished. Sleeves are fully finished. Yeah, so I think I need about 2 yards of the bias. So let's see. I would need 4 widths because this ruler's only ½ yard. So. All right, I'm gonna get off camera, sorry. I'm like way over here. Okay, there's my starting angle. Now I'm gonna line this up like this, so it'll be a little easier to cut. Get rid of my selvage. Oh, that was your kilo. I forgot about the kilo. We've been talking a lot about that one too. That one takes a lot of fabric. You're right. 1 3/8. I like. I don't know what they asked for, but I just am comfortable with that, so I'm gonna stick with it. 1 3/8. What I'm doing, when anytime I'm pushing against the ruler, I'm trying actually not to push against the ruler. I'm trying to push my hand straight down and just guide the knife along it. It's easier said than done. I know we all like push against the ruler because we're worried we're gonna like stray from that edge, you know? But then that's when your ruler will move, and it also can mean you'll jump your ruler. And I won't explain what can happen then, because you guys know. Okay, how far do I want to go over here? How far? How much do I have? Oh, I'm already getting there. Okay, so we'll just end that there. Oof. That's right, I'm only getting so much though. Okay. Let's do one more piece right here. Oh, you have made one that you love. Oh, that's cool. And I'm gonna chop this side up. We can get rid of this. All right. I'm gonna do it about right here. And then I'm going to keep this piece right here for any more bias that we might need later on. Just in case I ruin some of it, or I need a little bit more. Or more likely, I don't like the way the color is looking. Like, you know, like maybe it'll be a solid purple zone next to the pink. I don't want a lot of seams in it, but at the same time, it's just a hem. It's not going to show. All right, so here's my bias right now. Thank you for reminding me that I need that. Oh, Melinda, are you leaving? Good night. Sleep tight. Hasta mañana, iguana. Peace out, sauerkraut. I'm learning a bunch from you guys. Don't trip, potato chip. There's another one you guys told me. I tried it with my friends last night, and they were like, what? You can't say something new? Because I always say hasta mañana, iguana. Okay, this is my piece I'm going to save, and I'm going to save this. These are always weird, I know, pieces to save, but at the same time, it's already set up for bias. So I'm just going to save it just in case. I'm not actually going to leave it at this table. Here's all my scraps, right? Okay, so I take it back. I did not have a lot of fabric to play around with, so. Wait. What are you gonna go check? I forgot what I asked. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna start sewing, you guys. I'm a little nervous to do this pop over neckline in front of you guys, but I've done it with the Cheyenne tunic and it turned out fantastic. I've sewn the Charlie Kaftan 3 times in front of you guys. I don't know why I get nervous, but I do. Because it's right here. And I obviously don't have extra fabric. So maybe it'll end up being a full button front. Right? That's my backup plan. I love having a backup plan. It helps. So thank you so much for coming. Let's look at my pieces here. I need this, but I don't need this. Let's hang it up, you know me. No pattern pieces, oh yeah. 1 pattern piece on the floor, not bad, not bad. Oh, with rayon challis, ooh. Ooh, that would be nice. I was really having trouble picking out my fabric for the needle sharp box, Nancy. Because I was kind of interested in that pink with the parrots, and it was so Florida for me, but I'm going to go for it. You know? Yeah. 100% rayon challis, your Kalo. That must be really fantastic. Thanks, Julia. Have fun, you guys. Remember, we're all waiting for the live shopping spree at Gather with your fabrics. Text me if you have to make me notice. It's going to go swimming tomorrow. Thank you, Brooke. It was your first need. Oh, that's cool, Nancy. That's right. Because I think I got the Charlie Captain and you got that one, huh? All right, yeah, so it's cool. We're cool tomorrow. 11 a.m. No, 10 a.m. tomorrow, right? Thursday. And you're welcome, Ruincaster. Thanks for coming. Happy sewing. I know you say you're just getting going on it. I've got a few things on the YouTube that are that are more beginning friendly, like the Aster shirt and oh, it's a blue floral on Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out. Oh, the bow top from Seamwork. That was a great one. I wore that one yesterday. And then, I don't know, but we also have a Facebook group, Ruincaster. What's it called? Sewists or So Live on Facebook. I'm not the best at Facebook, but these guys are really great. It's a pretty small group. And you can ask questions, post pictures, get advice, and it's private. So you don't do the Facebook? Good for you. I barely do it myself. So cool. Well, thanks you guys. I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'm going to start sewing this. We'll probably do the placket. And maybe the shoulders and the yokes. Maybe I'm trying to like break it up into 2 streams. So I finish it on Saturday. So we'll see. It's over, popcorn sweater. Sorry. But I'm going to be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific for sewing this. Michelle, sorry. You post your failures there, Nancy. Nuh-uh. I've been working on that gift thing, Michelle, but even my guardian angel who helped me get all the commands going. So by the way, I've got commands. Bye, Olivia. How'd you like Twitch, Olivia? What do you think? A little different, huh? You can zoom in, you can zoom in on me, and and the picture quality is better on Twitch, and you can clip things, so you can like watch the last chunk of time over and over again if you want to see something. So okay, hasta mañana, iguanas, and happy sewing, happy eating lunch at dinner time, Brooke and Julia, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, bye.